Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another night of destruction here on the Low Budgets. This time, the second night of destruction of the year, the third big destruction event of the year, Tommy. A lot of prep that's been going on, kind of sporadic, but we've got all the cars ready to go, a couple fresh pieces ready to go. We got the Demolition Derby, the trailer racing, and Enduro and a skid plate race.
Absolutely, Jeffrey. We're going to get ready to go right now for the Enduro race, the first event of the night. Always a fun one because we got 32 strong to compete against, Jeffrey. I got a car that I don't know what's going to happen. You've got a fresh piece.
Absolutely, got a fresh piece, and it's painted up awesomely. Sarah did the paint job on this one, and we once again have the return of Rainbow Crash. This is Rainbow Dash 2.0. She's going to return to the racetrack, and this time should last a little bit longer than the Demolition Derby car because essentially it's a race car now. Yeah. We have an Enduro version of Rainbow Dash. I'm very excited to see how this is going to turn out, not only because this will be the car's debut race, but our passenger that we're going to have inside with me, Sarah.
Yes, absolutely. She's no fresh cookie anymore.
No.
You wore her in pretty good in the chain race. But yeah, now this is going to be your first time running in the Enduro. I know you've had a lot of begging to do.
No, it's been really funny. I've spent the last month just going, Sarah, come on. Why not?
You've done a chain race. You
and
can do an
I
Enduro.
made the point, and you've seen it, Tommy. In these Enduros, have I wrecked once?
No one really has. I mean, as long as you keep your nose clean.
I mean, well, I wouldn't say nobody has.
Well, no, but
on our end,
as far as the responsible driver to the bunch, somehow being you and I, as long as you keep your nose clean and know that it is an Enduro, and what that means is endurance, so stay alive at the end.
Yep.
You figure that out from the whole race, and in the last 10, that's when you go for it. It's pretty simple. You let everybody crash around you and try not to get involved.
Absolutely. Now, Tommy, going into this event, you also had some hands preparing another car that really isn't part of the low budgets fleet, but it's the 623 because of an anniversary or something.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool to see. I think the Team 211 friend or family or something, Hugh came to me and said, hey, you got an extra car? A good friend of Jim's wants to go race. And I'm like, well, I don't really have an extra car, but I have one in mind. So I got that thing running, and this car has actually been given to us from the Partridge family. And we got it running, and I said, well, yeah, go ahead and have fun. And so it'll be his debut race going out there.
Now, Hugh being our general manager at the track, Jim being the owner of the racetrack. So a little bit of a side story there, just a fun one to kind of keep an eye on. But, Tommy, you and I think, are ready to go for this event.
Yep.
It's going to be exciting. Another night of destruction. There's no telling what we're going to see on this event,
folks. We got another first-timer. James is going to be driving with Shayla.
Oh, boy. So James being the boyfriend of Ashley, who was in the last Enduro we saw.
Yeah, you get the connection now.
All right, so it's going to be a lot of fun, folks. A lot of action ahead. There's no telling, like we said, what's going to happen tonight, what's going to be standing, what's going to still be looking pretty. Probably not much by the end of this event. But here we go, the debut of Rainbow Dash 2.0.
Here we go, Enduro race number 1, night of destruction. First race of the night, the Enduro.
Ready?
Yeah.
You buckled up?
Yeah. Don't be too crazy, okay?
Don't worry. Sarah, this car's too nice to be crazy.
You don't want to scare me out of not doing any more Enduros for life.
I know. Sarah?
What?
Let's do this shit.
You got left to go there?
Yes, I do. You ready?
Yeah.
So my goal in this race, just so you know, is to have fun, get some interesting shots, not hurt the car, not hurt the passenger. You got this? You excited?
Yeah.
You nervous?
Yeah.
Now, are you more nervous or less nervous than when you were in the other race?
Less.
Less because you're just
I don't have any control over it.
Now remember, stuff might get in your eyes. If it does.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I know.
Like I'm sticking my tongue out, but I don't know if you can see.
Okay.
I've done that like a few times now.
Sarah, you did a great job on this guy.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much for doing it. Should I do an e-brake spin?
No.
Right after this is done?
No.
Why not? Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it be funny?
I guess.
Should I do it?
No.
The brakes work.
A flyby. How's your car?
So far so good.
You're gonna beat me, I know it.
No, this thing's driving. This is what I get to hear the whole race.
What?
This noise. Because my door is ajar.
You ready, babe?
Yeah. There's Matt up there.
Wave. We do this every night of destruction, but we made it.
Yeah, with or without a hood.
I probably just popped my tire.
Look at my right front.
A little bald. Put on the show, baby. Let's do this.
Oh boy, here we go.
You sure you don't want to ride with him?
Okay.
Where's my sun visor? It's like driving on the street with me. Not smoking. funny because I literally did the thing I said I wouldn't do, which is put this car in a bad spot. And what happened? We got rear-ended in the first pull out. Look at the clown car! This 83 car is going to crash by itself. How you doing? Good? I love you. I think this car's fixable,
I saw that whole thing happen.
Did you? How bad is it?
You're good.
Did you?
I saw that whole thing happen.
Did you? How bad is it?
You're good.
I don't see any smoke, so I think I'm good.
Now you cleared the radiator.
Good.
No damage.
We're holding up everybody right now.
No, you cleared the radiator. You having fun, Sarah?
Yeah.
I like how I told her, I'm like, my goal is to just not hurt the car.
You realize what car ran into the back of you, right?
You?
Our own skid plate car that we just got donated to us. That car, man, he cleaned out the front end of that car.
Is that car dead?
Not yet.
I hope you didn't put too much work into the rear bumper. It's gone. Hey, you know what? It happened.
It's so funny because you got so stuck in the middle of that, and I was just literally like, I'm gonna I totally cameramaned that whole thing because you were in front of it at the time, but there were so many crashes in turns 1 and 2. Like, I was going 20 miles an hour avoiding crashes.
I went wide because I realized I was going to pass half the field.
Yeah.
And then I had to stop.
It's funny because Jeffrey, that 623 car took out like 10 cars in the first 2 quarters. He didn't give a fuck.
He's probably going to let us know that car doesn't have brakes.
Never even limped it.
What a great start, though.
That was the most not of destruction start I've ever seen.
They were wrecking before they got to turn 1. Dude, do you know how hard you hit me?
I was laughing at, I was hoping that this car would be okay and that you guys were too. But then I was laughing so hard once everybody drove away because I was like, well, there goes Sarah's time of ever getting in one of these things again.
I'm okay.
It wasn't that bad of a hit, was it? That's probably the worst. That's probably the worst wreck I've ever had.
Okay.
Like, because we got hit and shoved.
Oh boy, second half about to go for this Enduro. It was a wild start to the first half. I have no clue what this second half is going to be like. And I still got to run this car in the Demolition Derby, so I'm halfway caring, but then I'm kind of not.
All right, Sarah. Ready for more? What? Why not? You gotta pee?
Yeah, I do.
I was waiting for that.
Good run, car. That was the last race that thing will ever see. Up next for this car, Destruction Derby. I have no idea where we finished, but that was fun. And I gotta go pee. And of course I gotta get out of the passenger side because the driver's side is so mangled.
So,
It was fun.
would you do it again?
Maybe.
Scarier or not as scary as the,
Not as scary.
yeah? Well, did it help that I was literally sitting right next to you
I guess.
and laughing when we crashed? Folks, the Enduro, ladies and gentlemen, has come to an end, and so did the good looks of Rainbow Dash 2.0. Tommy, that car didn't even last half a lap.
Jeffrey, it made the first corner clean, and after that, it got ugly real quick.
Do you ever have those moments in life where you just eat words? Like you go and tell somebody, don't worry, this won't happen? Because I did that.
Yeah,
I told Sarah.
I've had those moments.
I told Sarah, look, I'm telling you right now, and I used Henry Beavids as an example. I'm like, he didn't bruise up or anything. He was good to go. What happens to Sarah in her first half lap?
Blammo.
And the worst part, to add insult to injury, is who's the guy that drove straight into my rear end?
And the car that we just got ready to prep for, the Team 211 friend.
The hippie. Folks, the 623 just absolutely
Everybody-
obliterated.
Yeah.
Not just me. It looked like a lot of cars potentially maybe having brake issues or something on that
Yeah, I
car.
don't know. That car had a tough time in that Enduro race.
Yeah.
But I guess that driver's one and done. Your car, believe it or not, after that wreck, I thought that car was done for, at least the front end and everything. Because not only the back end, let's be honest, who cares?
Right.
Nothing's important.
I don't
back
think there's
there.
a bumper left back there. It literally just shattered.
It didn't help
obliterated.
that- It didn't help that
disintegrated.
Ford Escort had a plastic bumper.
No,
Not
probably not.
But I thought that front end, the radiator or something would be broken. Not one thing of steam.
Yeah, so as you guys saw on video, going into the kidney bean, there was a huge stack up, huge pileup. And what happened was, for me, I had a good run on the outside. I was getting by cars later to find out because the 623 was actually taking out everyone on the inside. So I was slowing up that line quite a bit. And when I went on the outside line, I'm like, I'm making great ground. Well, of course, this is the race that I decided to really push it. My girlfriend's sitting there next to me, and boy, did we take a beating. I had to stop to avoid from hitting a couple cars that got connected in front of me, and the car behind did not stop.
See, and I think one of the things is I got a good view of it all because I held back.
Yeah.
I think you went for it. You were actually in a good line, a good spot, where you were making up a lot of spots, except for when that pileup came. And then I was the one that drove right around it.
Yep. Now, this race had a halfway break.
Yep.
I was nervous about my car situation, but I noticed that it didn't really seem like there was any rubbing. Seemed like the car was driving fine, and
I pulled up next to you, and I said, you're good. I don't see any front-end issues, per se. There's a lot of damage, but there wasn't a lot of issues.
Yeah, and looking at the vitals, it wasn't overheating or anything, so it looked like the radiator somehow stayed intact, and that kind of the perfect hit, I guess. But yeah, Tommy, this race, it was a fun one. Once we got past at least the wrecking part, wasn't spectacular for any of our finishes. I know that I finished back in the 17th position.
Right.
You made your way up to 13th.
I made my way up. I didn't have a spectacular race at all because I'm saving this car. I just took my time. I rode around and finished 13th. Okay, the car pulled off the track. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is pull in and change my rear tires to skid plates. Shayla and James actually beat us both, and they finished 11th out there in James's debut race. So very good for her and him.
Yeah. So overall, I'd like to say that, hey, the cars came off unscathed, but no, that's not the case, and it's not always going to be the case in an Enduro.
Nope.
This wreck was mostly out of my hands, but you know what? I did put myself in a position that was kind of dangerous there on the first lap, and I ended up paying for it. Now I just have to talk Sarah into getting into her car again.
Yeah, that's going to be, well, we'll find out.
Maybe.
I think she teases a lot more than she leads on.
She's a tease?
Yeah, I think that she goes, you know what? I don't know, and then eventually goes, I've had the answer in my head all week.
Yeah, she makes me earn it. Well, Tommy, the Enduro's done. The sun's going down.
Yeah.
And now it's time for some skid plate
We
racing.
get a little bit of a break. The late models are hitting the track next, and then we will go skid plate racing.